While they demand that Jews and heretics cannot share in eternal life, unless that the Jew and the heretic is joined to the Catholic Church. Jews and non-Catholic Christians will go into the everlasting fire, eternal hell, which was prepared for the devil and his angels, unless you are joined to the Catholic Church. This is what Pope Eugenius IV had to say about non-Catholic Christians and about Jews, that they will go into the everlasting fire, eternal hell, which was prepared for the devil and his angels, and unless you are joined to the Catholic Church, you cannot share in eternal life. Yet in 1979, Pope John Paul II, he reminded the Catholic community of moral values held in common with Muslims. Muslims are emboldened and uplifted, thinking that they have a great spiritual partner in their holy war. With the popes and the media and Roman Catholics worldwide standing united with Muslims in deceiving and lying to the world, Roman Catholics and Muslims are allied in a spiritual propaganda war against Christians and against Jews. Adolf Hitler did the same exact thing that the popes do and that Roman Catholics do themselves and that Muslims do as well. Roman Catholics even joined up with Muslims in World War II, hunting down and killing Jews and killing Christians, hunting down and killing Jews and Christians. Roman Catholics and Muslims were allied with Adolf Hitler. Roman Catholics are spiritually the same exact spirit as Muslims. Roman Catholics and Muslims are spiritually the same God, the same exact spirit. They serve the same exact God. And they admit this freely. The popes from the past have demanded that Jews and Christians who are believing in God but yet are not Catholic, Jews and Christians who are not Catholic but yet they believe in God, they are going to burn in hell, and that they are serving another God, serving another Christ. Their God is a liar, and their Christ is a liar. This was Catholic teaching. Catholics have changed their teaching because they can't keep up with the times. Remember Pope Eugenius IV. He said that all Jews and Christians who are not Catholic cannot have eternal life, and you will go into the everlasting fire which was prepared for the devil and his angels, unless you are joined to the Catholic Church. Remember the Roman Catholic Church Father, St. Augustine. He said that heretics, non-members of the Catholic Church who do not hold Catholic doctrine, worship a God who is a liar and a Christ who is a liar. Another God. You serve and worship another God, who this God is an evil liar, just because you were not Roman Catholic. But today, the Roman Catholics are declaring that Muslims are serving. Muslims are serving our God. While Catholics unite in celebrating their Pope kissing the Koran and praying with Muslims facing Mecca. Catholics and Muslims both have no Bible, no preserved manuscripts. They have no scriptures for their faith. Whatever they make up to fit with the current powers and wind direction of the age is what they proclaim as the current fact. Power, control, and survival of their Bible-hating religion. is the most important thing to them. The Bible is literally their enemy. While they pretend to be a part of the biblical faith, they pretend to be a part of the Abrahamic faith. From the current Pope even back to Pope John Paul II, the message is the same. Tear down our freedoms, tear down our American freedoms, and tear down our Constitution, and tear down our capitalist American system, and build up the Catholic Muslim worldview and power in the American system, and they pour and dump in their children who are born Roman Catholic, who are born Islamic. They pour them and dump them into America, worldwide, and they manufacture and mass produce Catholic Islamic children and refuse to use birth control and expect you to pay the bill of raising, educating, and taking care of the new convert. They have no plans, no future, no money for these millions and millions and billions of poor, innocent children. But they all need to be fed. They all need to be born, fed, and educated. They live in hunger, disease, poverty, shame, an eternal handout. Is their only purpose that they serve to be born Catholic, to be born Muslim, and to ask you for charity, to ask you for aid and help, and America is dishing out billions and billions of dollars of your money, every year. You owe them and you will pay because you are not Catholic. You are not Muslim. You are not serving their God. You are a lower class, and everything that you own, everything that you do, in their hearts they feel belongs to the Muslim. It belongs to the Roman Catholic. Because they are the people of the proper religion. Because they are the people of the proper religion. As a majority, when they are the majority, they will attempt to control your every move, your every thought, when they can control you and manipulate you in a majority, where they are the majority or upper hand. Everywhere you go, everything that you do, it belongs by a right. It belongs to the Muslim. It belongs to the Catholic, because they are the proper religious people. They are the class who are born with that right to prevail and overrule over you. You are a non-Catholic Islamic heretic. You are an infidel, and they are, in the end, better than you. Most non-American Catholics and Muslims who are not Americans can never afford to do anything for anyone. Advanced education, real truth, and factual, fact-based reasoning is the most ultimate, the most deadly enemy of the Roman Catholic Church and the Islamic society. Birth control responsibility is a working of satanic power to undermine their growth. Catholics and Muslims, they pretend that Americans are doing something wrong. They pretend that birth control is evil, and they pretend that American capitalism is the problem. Pope John Paul II, he said that he had reviewed the advances. He reviewed the advances and the setbacks in the economic, social, and moral development around the world, around the world, around the world. The Pope said that he deplored the division of the Northern Hemisphere between the geopolitical blocs of East and West, of Marxism, Marxist, collectivism, and liberal capitalism. The Pope placed The Pope said that he placed his vision in the global perspective of the four worlds, moving toward mutual respect and solidarity and collaboration. To Christians and Jews and to the Muslims as all heirs of Abraham, and to everyone of all world religions. What a bunch of garbage. This Pope wishes to deceive you. The Pope is attempting to equate Marxism and communism to capitalism. By equating Marxism and communism to capitalism, they claim that all these are the same evil that are all destroying people's lives. Don't forget that these Roman Catholic Italians are themselves literally, the Italian people. True Italians are themselves Canaanite, Arabian, and Persians who have been mixed and mingled with Germanic, Swedish, Finnish, Scottish, Nordic, Norwegian, Spanish, and French Europeans. That is what a true Italian is. An Italian is a Canaanite, Persian, Arabian, European. The white-skinned, blonde-haired, blue-eyed European can call himself an Italian, but these pale white, Caucasian Italians are simply Europeans mixed with just a little bit of Canaanite, a little Arabian, or a little Persian mixture. The Canaanite, Persian, Arabian race is the central makeup of all Italians and Latinos. The Latino and the Italian sphere, the center, the sphere, the hub, the common bond of all Italians is the Canaanite, Persian, Arabian bloodline. This is the hub, the sphere, the center of all the Italian and Latino bloodline. The central facet, the bloodline bond, and the hub, the common bond of all Italian and Latino people. Canaanites, Persians, Arabs, who are part European, Latinos, Italians, anyone who is a Latino, anyone who is an Italian, in South America, in Italy, all around the world, anyone who is a Latino, anywhere on the planet. The Canaanite, Persian, Arabian bloodline is the hub, the common bond, the common blood that they all hold together. It is the hub, the sphere, the modi, the model, the mode, the mod, and the motor that they all hold together. Of all the Latino and Italian bloodline, the central facet, the bloodline bond, the hub of all Italian Latino people. Mixed variations of Canaanite, Persian, and Arabian. Canaanites, Persians, and Arabians who are part European and, as Latinos, part native cultures. Canaanite, Persian, Arabian mixed variations of European and mixed with native cultures. Look to Mexico, Argentina, all South America. They are called Latinos because they have a very strong Persian, Canaanite, Arabian bloodline. Persian, Arabian, Canaanite bloodline is the core, the center, the hub, the sphere, and orbit of all Latinos, all Latino countries. What the Pope is hiding and attempting to cover up is that the popes and the Italians and European governments, the fact is that the popes and the Italian and European governments have been simply shipping the darker males out of Italy, out of the borders of the Middle East, between Europe and the Middle East, and out of all the areas that they control in Europe. Special programs and relocation of refugees when the darker males become too numerous. Darker males in Italy and Europe, darker Canaanite, Persian, Arabian males, has been a challenge for the political structure. Just as there are no white kings in Africa, no German or English presidents in Mexico, no black popes, no black kings in Germany. When you look at someone who tells you that they when you look at someone who tells you that they are an Italian, that's where you get the dark-skinned Italian. A dark-skinned Italian is a European in Italy who has been mixed and blended with the Canaanite, Persian, Arabian race. When you look to an Italian, he says to you, hey, uh, when you look to an Italian, when you look to an Italian and they say, hey, I'm an Italian, you are looking at a Canaanite, Persian, Arabian, European. A Canaanite, Persian, Arabian, European. You are looking at a Canaanite, Persian, Arabian, European. The process of the Catholic Church and the Italian government is to allow Persian, Canaanite, and Arabians to mingle just slightly and lightly into their European Italian culture. But only the lighter skinned Italians are able to obtain most of the positions of power. But only the lighter skinned Italians are able to obtain most of the positions of power. Only the lighter skinned Italians are able to obtain the positions of power and politics and wealth in Italy. There are no dark skinned European, Canaanite, Persian, Arabian popes. There are no dark skinned European, Canaanite, Persian, Arabian, Italian presidents or leaders. There are no dark skinned European, Canaanite, Persian, Arabian leaders in Italy. Never has been, never will be. They are very, very, very racist. All Catholics are racist. Catholics and Muslims, they are united as one body, the same race. The Italians are the Canaanite, Persian, Arabian variations of European blood. The same race, the same religious goals, and the same God. The same religious goals and the same God. The same goal to control Jerusalem, to hijack and pervert and deny and change and add to and subtract from the original Bible manuscripts, and to control the God of Abraham and to control his people. They are even willing to fight one another over it. Bible Christians and Jews are in a losing battle here on earth. But the facts, the undestroyed evidence, and the inability to completely destroy the Jews and their manuscripts is the only thing keeping these Catholic-Islamic forces from winning and achieving their goal and war and achieving victory. The Bible in its original meaning and form. The Bible in its original meaning is the last thing that Catholics and Muslims and many Protestants want. But they will worship and celebrate and make eternal, unlimited copies of their translations and variations and deviations of the scriptures to put in every drawer and upon every shelf, but spit upon and reject and ignore and deny the original message of the Greek and Hebrew manuscripts. In the hearts and the minds and imaginations of the Catholic-Islamic people, the original manuscripts have already been destroyed.